where you want it.
Bay 12, please.
Hello there, Transformers fans, and welcome back to another Bay 12 video review. And today we are starting off our 2024 reviews with one of my favorite figures out of Wave 1 of Transformers Legacy United animated universe, Optimus Prime. And this Optimus looks so awesome. I mean, honestly, I kind of feel like they could have just put a swappable animated style head sculpt in the package with this guy and passed it off as both versions, because both the robot mode and truck mode are pretty close to that original animated design. They really didn't G1ize it all that much, in my opinion. I mean, they thickened up a few spots, but more on that when we get the figure out of packaging. In the packaging, however, you've got some awesome artwork of his fire truck slash semi mode, kinda, right there on the front. More on that when we're talking about his alt mode. On this side, you've got a close-up of his robot mode face and a close-up of his robot mode where he's proudly about to swing his axe, probably at a Decepticon or human villain. They also face those in Transformers Animated. On this side, you've got that Legacy United banner artwork. And on the back, you've got some shots of the figure in his robot mode and his truck mode. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. And here is Optimus out of the packaging. And like I said, he looks absolutely fantastic. I feel as though they didn't go as heavy into the G1izing of the animated designs like they did with some of the other universe crossover characters through the Legacy line, like Prime Universe, for example. Some of the Prime Universe characters are a little bit more heavily G1ized, I feel, than these animated ones. And maybe that's just because they wanted the animated designs to stick out just a little bit more, or maybe they just really like the artwork style, so once again they wanted it to stick out a little bit more. Regardless, it made for some really awesome figures, because the Prowl was really great in Legacy Evolution. This Optimus is really great, and while we will be reviewing the Bumblebee later, that figure is pretty great too. But for now, we're talking about Optimus. So here he is. He is fully articulated. Head is on a ball joint. Fully articulated shoulders, in and out. Upper bicep, double jointed elbows. Wrists are on a ball joint. Now, you don't get a lot of that ball joint movement while, you've got it locked in its proper position, but you do get some good swivel articulation out of it. Swivel joint at the waist, hips, upper thigh, single jointed knees, side ankle joints. You can go up and down with the foot, mostly due to transformation, and you also have a double hinge joint there, so you can kind of give them two ankle joints. Maybe stand them up a little bit higher, except the joint definitely won't support that kind of weight, but it's a thing you can try to do if you'd like. He also comes with his signature axe, which is also pretty animation accurate despite being G1i. You still got the nice little Energon energy blade right here. You also have the thruster on the back, which is Bloosh compatible, and it telescopes. So he can either hold it in both hands or hold it in one hand, and I really like how it looks when you just have him hold it with the one hand and have it kind of extended. Looks pretty sweet in my opinion. And real quick for comparison, here he is next to not the Earth mode version, because I actually never had the Voyager class Earth mode version, and I haven't owned the deluxe mode release of that in a long time, but I still have my Cybertronian version of animated Optimus, which also, ironically, was the very first figure I ever got from the animated toy line. This was one my dad picked up for me a very long time ago when this toy line was coming out and the show was coming on, and it's stuck with me ever since. This is one I've always really loved. Really like this design. And it's really cool seeing the side-by-side comparison, not only of Cybertronian mode to Earth mode, but that art style to G1 and how, like I said, similar they are. It's really interesting. Like I said, you could probably just head swap the two of these and this guy would look very animated accurate despite being a G1 take. I mean, I feel like the only thing missing on this robot mode aesthetically is he's supposed to have black on this little lower trim part of his feet, as you can see like on this animated Prime. And paint detail wise, that's really all I feel is kind of missing from this one. Also for comparison, here he is next to Animated Universe Prowl from the Legacy Evolution line. He came out as a deluxe class. So you can see the two of these guys side by side and how they scale next to each other. And they look really awesome next to each other. Now, I didn't bring the Prime Universe Bulkhead with me today. I know other fans are lumping him in with the Animated Universe, Optimus, Prowl, and Bumblebee. And I get it. It honestly makes more sense that he would have been an Animated Universe Bulkhead over Prime Universe Bulkhead, and here is why. The reason I say that is because of his alt mode. And in Prime, Bulkhead was an SUV. He was a regular vehicle, so to speak. But in the animated universe, he was an armored police van used for transporting prisoners and police officers, such as SWAT or just regular police officers. So, being a military troop transport vehicle in the Legacy line, you can see why fans are drawing that distinction of, well, it makes more sense to pair him with the animated characters than it does the Prime Universe characters, because he was never a military vehicle in the Prime Universe, but he was a police troop transport, so to speak, and animated. So, yeah, that makes sense to me, too. We'll probably do that comparison when we're reviewing Bumblebee, and stay tuned, that one will likely be sometime next week because I've got something else planned for our Transformers Thursday review. Transformation is very simple, fun, and the animated toy line releases of Optimus Prime. We're going to start by taking his axe out of his hand here. You can collapse it if you want. We don't really need to. It doesn't actually store in his vehicle mode. It can store on his vehicle mode, but not in. So it really doesn't matter if you collapse it or not, especially if you're just going to just set it aside, which we're doing now. Then open those side panels on the inner part of his forearm, fold in those fists. Do that on both sides. Fold in those fists like so. Next, we're going to collapse and peg in those forearms up to the shoulders, like so. Pull this back section, pull this front section, untab these two little wheel sections on the back here. We can go ahead and rotate that waist around if you like. You don't really need to right this second, but you can. And then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate these arm sections all the way around like so. Bring this chest section back down and bring this up, and as you do that you're going to tab those little wheel sections into the side and roll up on that shoulder joint this arm section. Now there is a tab right here that tabs into that, locking all of this into place. So make sure you do tab that arm section into that. That'll lock that into place. And then just do the other side, roll that, tab that, move it up, lock it into place. And then you can take this front section and tab it in to those arms. And then this back section just comes up and fits into place right in its spot. So that is the front of his truck mode all done. Next, we're going to tab this torso into the back of this truck mode here. And then we're going to come over here to the legs. We're going to extend on these double hinge joints these feet. And then we're going to pull on the side of these legs, untabbing them like so. Extend that all the way out, and then you're going to untab from this knee and wrap this all the way around until it just slides into its position. Then we're going to slide these knees together on that little slide in rail tab type spot. And then we're going to bring this down, untab that, wrap that one all the way around just like the others. And then there are 2 tabs on the top of the feet, and those are going to plug in right here, securing this section into place. So just wrap that all around, get those tabbed in, and there is Optimus in his truck mode, which also looks really good and fairly screen accurate to the animation. And if you want to store his axe, you can just take it and peg it onto the bottom of his feet. That's usually where the weapon storage is depicted on most of the promo for this figure. And I mean, yeah, you can put it there. That's fine. But it would have been nice had he had actual weapon storage on the vehicle mode other than just sitting on the back. But I can see where they didn't have room for that. And real quick for comparison, here is the new and Earth mode animated universe Optimus next to the Cybertronian mode animated universe, animated style universe Optimus side by side. So you can see how their truck modes compare. And if you'll look right here, his axe actually does store in the alt mode and becomes this little gap filler right in the middle of his alt mode. But I do love seeing this comparison side by side in truck mode. Honestly, a little bit more than robot mode, because I feel like their alt modes are a bit more comparable than their robot modes, mostly due to the difference in art style being more prevalent in robot mode than it is in alt mode. Also for comparison, here he is next to the animated universe Legacy Evolution release of Prowl. And while his bike mode's a little bit big next to this, 18-wheeler / fire truck, it's still very cool to see them both side by side. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's review, featuring not only the first figure in Legacy United, or at least the first figure we're reviewing out of Legacy United, but also another really great release of Optimus Prime. And arguably, this is the most different out of the other Optimus Primes we got, because the rank of Prime means something totally different in the animated universe than it does in, so far, every other universe of Transformers. And he's not even the Supreme Commander, or at least not at the rank of Prime is he the Supreme Commander. Stay tuned for more Transformers Legacy United reviews. Like and subscribe, and follow us on social media for more and other reviews. Check out our sister website, cooltoyreview.com, and make sure you check that website daily for daily toy news, reviews, and more. And once again, like and subscribe to the Cool Toy Review YouTube channel as well. Check out our other sister website, rebelscum.com, the world's oldest and largest Star Wars fan website not owned by Disney. Check rebelscum.com daily for daily Star Wars toy-related news, videos, and more, and like and subscribe to the rebelscum.com YouTube channel for those toy reviews. Rebel Scum is also hosting the first ever Rebel Scum Con this year, June 27th through the 30th, at the Allen Convention Center in the heart of North Texas. To book your experience today, go to rebelscumconventions.com. Once again, that's rebelscumconventions.com. You can not only book your hotel room, but you can also get your weekend passes, your VIP passes, see some of the special guests we've announced. Make sure you check the website and social media regularly for more special guest announcements, event announcements, party announcements, after party announcements, and more at rebelscumconventions.com. If you're looking for some awesome figures and merch, come by our physical location inside Order 66 Multiverse in the shops at Willowbend Mall in Plano, Texas, which also houses Order 66 Toys, the world's official collectible Star Wars toy store. And in case you're not local, they go live every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Order 66 Toys Facebook page, and they ship all around the world. Check out collectorsoracle.com, our free archival website, which mostly has Star Wars figures and collectibles on there for right now, but it's all absolutely free to use. You can archive figures in your collection, as well as mark figures you'd like to have in your collection, and share those lists with friends, family, and social media alike. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. I'm looking forward to spending 2024 with you guys. Transform and roll out.
That's it.
it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.